gone through. Oh no, through the kink, got onto the right-hand curve. Didn't need any help. No, he did that all on the Corvette.
Yeah, another note here, the GTLM battle is definitely closing in. Remember, Joey Hand had a comfortable-ish lead over the Risi Competizione. Ferrari no longer. Those two now, where are they? Heading down into the international.
Has got the 14 Lexus, just when we were talking out at the same place that Loic Duval went off. The car has hit the wall on driver's left, coming out of turn 1 and 2. Pits are closed, and that is big damage to the 3 GT Lexus. The left-hand side has been pulled away. Scott Pruitt behind the wheel had got up to 8th position. Now, that was a big snap. I wonder if he got a tap from behind, Jeremy. And, by the way, I've just had 3 million tweets to remind you that Seb Morris isn't an Englishman. 3 million tweets from the population of Wales. He was born in Wrexham.
He told me he was from Chester.
Right, okay.
Britain, then.
Yes, okay. And, well, a rather rueful Scott Pruitt. The whole of the front end of the 14 car is being ripped off. If it is a touch, it's one of the Corvettes. It's not a touch. It was just too much right foot from the very experienced Scott Pruitt.
And it's certainly a very brave move by young Seb Morris there, Dan, almost on the apron to make the move down the inside of some traffic. And then he's going to clear these other GT cars relatively quickly. But this is what I expected here. I expected Jeff Gordon just to be really careful. There you see Seb Morris. He's taking chances. Look at that. Jeff Gordon very much in the mix. The 70 car, I think he'd just come out of pit lane.
I think Jeff got into the back of him.
Got into him hard, and that was that cold tires. He actually decided not to pass a slower car because of the cold tires and the brakes, and that car was going so slow, and it caught him off guard, and there was just no grip in the front tires. So have to look at that left front for damage on that Cadillac. And coming out of the pits on the left, and now he realizes he's in trouble. Yeah.
Similar thing happened to him in the night practice over into turn 6, first lap out. Just locked up the front tires and went straight on. And I thought that's probably a good thing that he recognized what the grip is there.
No penalty. 4 new Michelin tires, driver change. Dirk Werner has gotten out, and Fred Makowiecki has jumped behind the wheel of that car. But we also had the number 70 Mazda. It was stationary on the pit lane. They had actually turned the car off and plugged a data cable into it. Full tank of fuel, no tires for that car, as the engineers were examining.
Number 73 car, and also Matt McMurray joining them for the Tequila Patron North American Endurance Championship. And Matt McMurray there, absolutely nothing he could do. John Fowle somehow missed his braking.
It'd be interesting to find from Paul how long it spent in the pits, whether it actually had stopped first or just came through as a straight run.
Second in the pits, which would be about the right time for a normal pit stop. So I would guess they put fuel in that car, sent him on his way, but it was only 20 laps onto his stint.
Eric Curran trying to go for
a no-brainer to go straight onto wet. There's no question now, but I think that there was a case as the rain started to stay out on slicks for a bit.
Oh, big spin into turn 1, massive spin, and it thankfully the car I don't think has hit anything, but it's still spinning now and has very nearly rejoined at turn 6. That's the number 11 Lamborghini Huracan. And
Ezequiel Perez Companc, the young Argentinian there, the son of Luis
Perez Companc.
Yes. So
the question is, was that a tyre failure or was that just a mistake?
Talked about the alacrity with which he's resumed.
Indeed.
But I think the other people have taken some time to make the cars better suitable for this weather condition. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, René is doing his thing out there, and like I said before, we have to stay out of trouble and keep our nose clean.
You're pacing in the back of the pit
at the exit of the turn.
All right.
Unless he's arrived at the exit of the turn and has pulled effectively the wrong way down there to pull himself out of harm's way.
I think coming out, he's probably had a left-hand slide and then gone into the wall the other side. If you take the curb on the inside there, it really unsettles the car.
He's lost it on the braking way before.
On the way in and spun it around.
So he has hit the wall, and reasonably hard.
There was somebody in front of him having a moment there as well. In fact, there was 2 or 3 cars having a moment there.
Well, there was a car away.
Starworks Motorsport, boy, they've had so many incidents during this race. Both cars.
Chris Cumming at the wheel of the 8 car. Yeah, the 4th placed PC machine, and actually into, yes, the Armco barrier covered by the Rolex advertising hoarding there, so this is width to drivers left to get by that bodywork, which is split in two. Now, did it just suddenly get sucked underneath the car out of the blue? No, it's got sucked above the car, nearly clouted the driver on the head there.
The headlamp had already gone. That might well have been the final straw for that, the pressure getting underneath the bodywork. The left-hand headlamp had already gone before that blew off, and that car is going to be heading to the pits. It's taken one of the advertising hoardings with it. Now, which car was that? 2 or 22? I think it's the 2.
Yes, it
is the 2.
And now, well, Travis Roffler of Continental will be delighted to get that coverage as he swerves out right in front of a BMW. That must be the 19 car.
It is, yeah.
And leaves the Continental tyre.
And Albuquerque able to get by both of them, as does Taylor.
The problem is Pile is catching them. Mueller's stapled to the bottom of the track. And once Pile has to commit to the outside, then he kind of gives him a little...
Oh! And a spin, and there may have been a touch. I think there was a touch. We're getting confirmation there was contact.
Ricky Taylor had been so good on the brakes into turn 1. I don't know if traffic had something to do with it. We'll look back, but Albuquerque now out of the way. Was he so unceremoniously moved? Let's find out.
Albuquerque is easy on the brakes, and Ricky just releases that brake pedal like Dirk Mueller did, but he was not close enough, guys. He was not close enough to make that move. It was a bit clumsy.
Oh boy, it's under review.
It's a bit clumsy, but